good morning from Disney Springs. We're here to check out their summertime offering called Flavors of Florida. And every Friday here at Disney Springs, they do a culinary series presentation featuring one of the various chefs at the restaurants here at Disney Springs, or one of the food presenters here at Disney Springs. So today, we're here to see Wine Bar George. The presentation is all about Wine Bar George. I want to say thank you to Disney Springs for having us out. So we're going to go check out the culinary presentation, and we're going to see if we can find a couple of other food items that are part of the Flavors of Florida event and give them a try. So let's head into Disney Springs. All right. So we always park at the orange garage just because I feel like it is, I don't know, I like it better. I can't explain why I like it better. I just like it better. And here we are at Disney Springs. I'm going to show you how to get to where the presentations are. So we're making a right at the Coca-Cola store, and we're headed through the market building because we're headed to a place called Waterview Park that is in between Jock Lindsay's and the Boathouse. As we are passing through the market building, I did want to show you all the old UGG store being transformed into a Lululemon, but they have completely blown out the front walls even. It is now just a big empty space. So once we've made it to the Coach store, and this little hallway right here is where the buses drop off, we're making a left. We're making a left at the Archimedes Screw, headed towards the Welcome Center, but we're actually gonna go just to the right of the Welcome Center. Oh, this is the old Melissa shoe location. Now, it looks like it's an Alex and Ani jewelry location. Okay, very cool. And we are still headed in this direction past Frontera Cocina. Oh, okay, so Alex and Ani has moved over to the old Melissa shoe location, and this location is bringing something new. All right, so once we get to L'Occitane and Edward Biner and Pandora, we're making a left towards Gideon's and Morimoto Asia. All right, so we've made it to Gideon's, and we're looking straight at the hangar bar, and just across from Wine Bar George is Waterview Park. And like I said, we are here for the Disney Springs Flavor of Florida culinary presentation. So let's grab a seat and see what this presentation is all about. All right, we've made it. We got our seats.
So welcome to everyone. Hi there. My name is Mark, and I will be your host for this really awesome culinary experience. You see, restaurants across Disney Springs property have created unique dishes that pay tribute to Florida and everything homegrown in the Sunshine State, and it runs until August 13th, so you don't want to miss it. But if you're out there and you're wondering, hey, how can I be a part of this next week? It will be happening every Friday until August 13th. What you need to do is you need to register, all right? So if you want to register, here's how you do it. You go to disneysprings.com/culinary series. You're going to get dates and times for what you want to do, and they will be featuring, like I said, restaurants and shops across Disney Springs, all with unique flavors and experiences. So we're going to get this thing kicked off. We're excited to welcome our second restaurant in the series, and that is Wine Bar George. Please welcome the executive chef, Will Davison. Welcome, Will. Well, come on around this way, man. You're always in the kitchen. Step on out here, Will. Well, welcome.
How's it going?
Glad you are here. Well, we're going to get it started right now. So right now, I would like to introduce, we are honored to welcome an esteemed expert in the world of wine. He's a master sommelier, beverage director, and all-around great guy, and the owner of Wine Bar George, and he puts the George in Wine Bar George. Please welcome George Miliotis. Yes, indeed. George, welcome. Now, maybe some people haven't been there. If guests go to Wine Bar George, what can they experience?
200 wines are all available by the bottle or the glass or the ounce. And this is one of the only maybe 4 or 5 places in the world that you can do that. And whether it's a glass of Moscato or a glass of Mouton Rothschild 2009 that you've always dreamed about trying, we have that ability to serve those to you. So it's kind of fun in that if one of the servers gets to a point where they're like, all right, maybe this guest wants a little more knowledge. I'm a master sommelier. I have advanced sommeliers and certified sommeliers who are on the floor every single day. So if you need an elevated experience or more knowledge about whatever that one wine is, or region or style or just the basics of it, we have the people who can explain it to you every single day.
You just kind of threw that out there. I'm a master sommelier. Listen here, that is not something easy. There are only 269 people in the world that hold that title. George, come on now, right there.
All right, so it's 373, but who's counting?
Yeah. Now, George, now tell us about this. This is a distinction. What does it take?
About 1% of the people who start out on the journey end up becoming a master sommelier, but at the highest level, you take 3 exams. An exam about knowledge, that's a verbal exam where they can ask you anything about beverage alcohol. So a master sommelier is somebody who has to know about every type of alcohol, just not wine.
Wow.
Then there's a service exam, so that when you do come to my place, we can certify that a master knows how to do all the points of service, whether it's decanting wine, talking about specific vintages, pairing food and wine, which we'll talk a little bit about that today because we have some cheese as our main thing. But the one point that everybody really gets kind of jazzed about is the final part of the exam. We walk in a room, you have 3 white wines in front of you, 3 red wines in front of you. You have 25 minutes to verbally evaluate the wines by sight, aroma, and taste, and then identify the wines down to, let's say if one is Pinot Grigio, you have to say my final assessment is this is a white wine, it's from the old world, it's from a cool climate, it's from Italy, it's from the Alto Adige region, and the varietal is Pinot Grigio and the vintage is 2021.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That, my brain hurts just thinking about that.
It's a lot of fun practicing.
Oh yeah,
Right?
interesting. Well, we know there's over 10,000 different varieties of grapes around the world, so that is a lot to do. Executive Chef Will, we're going to turn it over to you. Tell us what you're going to be preparing and how does it relate to Flavors of Florida.
So today we're preparing our Burrata. It is a Orlando-based creamery that makes the Burrata. It's Dakuru. We've had the Burrata on the menu since day one, but with being able to utilize these Florida ingredients in this season, we've been able to bring in the local corn, the local tomatoes, and some local basil, and really accentuate on elevating that Burrata rather than just cheese on bread.
All right.
So,
Well, we can't wait to see you get to work.
it's mozzarella curds that are steeped in hot whey and stretched to form this lovely pouch that is then folded with fresh mozzarella and cream. So when you break it open, you have that really soft, creamy inside, but the outside has some texture to it and holds everything in this beautiful little pouch.
So this is the brilliant idea of cheese-wrapped cheese.
Cheese-wrapped cheese.
What's better than that, right? But I want to talk about a couple things that are really, really specific to Florida. And we're going to start with the bread. Comes from Old Hearth Bakery here in Orlando. But what's special about it is the mother yeast that Old Hearth makes the sourdough with. It's been here in Florida for 15 years. And when a mother yeast that they start every single day with that same strain of yeast is in a place more than a year or two, it starts to take on its own kind of life and its own flavor. And when Will and I tasted this bread, we were entranced with it because we think that it is one of the best sourdoughs in the country, if not the world, and it's very particular Florida. And then Will's going to top that bread with corn and tomatoes. Now, we're the largest producer of sweet corn in the world, and we are we're the world record holder for sweet deliciousness in corn in my mind. And so when we were thinking about doing a burrata dish, we wanted to emphasize that.
There's a lot of sugars, residual sugars in corn. So us grilling it kind of brings that sweetness to the surface, like George was talking about. Get a little bit of caramelization and a little bit of char. The great thing about these tomatoes is that cherry tomatoes grown hydroponically up in the villages. The reason hydroponically grown tomatoes are really good because they're a consistent product. These are on the sweeter side and less acidity. So the sweetness from the corn goes well with the sweetness and the raw crunch of the tomatoes, which does blend well with our vinaigrette that we're going to add. So we do grill the bread. We have our charred corn. We have our local tomatoes. To that we add a blend of salt and pepper and some micro basil that's grown just south of here. We do use a shallot vinaigrette. We give that nice creaminess to everything. The flavors are going to absorb into that bread as well. So this is the burrata we was talking about. You can see it's kind of firm from the outside, but when we break it open, we can see inside is a soft, creamy, mozzarella-filled mozzarella. On top of that, to garnish, we use a little bit of Maldon salt, so flaked sea salt, and then some extra virgin olive oil because we need more fat on top of that fat. That's the dish. We finish it with just a little bit of that micro basil, lemon basil that we get here in Orlando. And that's the final plate.
Wow, thank you. Thank you very much.
So we're going to have a little minute seminar on pairing cheese and wine together. This is about the most simple, fresh cheese that there is. And so in the line of pairing wine and cheese together, the more creamy, simple the cheese is, the more white the wine you want. As cheese gets older, saltier, and harder, you move to red wines. And the reddest, deepest, most tannic reds go with the oldest, saltiest, hardest cheeses. So it's all very simple. First, we're going to keep it simple. Pinot Grigio of any type or style is going to go really, really well with Burrata. If you're looking for a more advanced pairing, we're also recommending Louis Michel Chablis Premier Cru. Now, Chablis is a growing region in France that's way in the north. They only grow Chardonnay there, but it never says Chardonnay on the label. It just says Chablis. So if it's from France and it says Chablis, it has to be 100% Chardonnay. And what makes Louis Michel Chardonnay very, very special is they never use oak. Everything is fermented in stainless steel, then put directly into bottle. And so you have a very crisp but powerful white wine. I have one other drink pairing. Am I allowed to tell everybody about it?
You know what? You're the boss.
So the other thing with Flavors of Florida that we're really, really excited about is we have a frozen old fashioned, also affectionately known as a cold fashioned. Old fashions have orange flavors in them. But what makes this special to us is a lot of times when we talk about frozen drinks, everybody expects really, really sweet. But we wanted something that was true to the drink. Old fashions are serious drinks. We use George Dickel 8-year-old whiskey in this, so it's high quality whiskey in here. And then we have the secret ingredient. Does anybody know what the secret ingredient is?
I think they're gonna love it.
Orange Dole Whip.
Yeah.
Yes. The kind of how to put it, the richness of the whiskey and the orange flavor go really, really well with the rich round flavors of the cheese. So we think that all three of the pairings work spectacularly well with this dish.
This is the second of our Flavors of Florida cooking series presented by Corksicle. We have many more, but the experience is not just about cooking demonstrations. Restaurants across Disney Springs are celebrating the culinary delights of the state of Florida with amazing specialty dishes and drinks, and we hope you have a chance to come out and experience them all. Don't forget to check back and experience Disney Springs Flavors of Florida. It goes through August 13th. Remember, if you want to register for another one every Friday, DisneySprings.com/culinary series.
All right, and there it is. There's the final product of the burrata that they made. And you can see they're also displaying some of the local items, the burrata and the heirloom tomatoes, and of course the corn and this bread. And because they are giving out samples, they do have the ingredient list, so you can see if there's anything that you might be allergic to. Ooh, look at it. Oh man, you guys got too many. Oh no, I'm the last person. So with each of these culinary series, you do get a sample of the item that they are creating during the presentation. Oh my goodness, that burrata was so delicious. The creaminess of the cheese, the chewiness of the sourdough, lightly grilled, but then also because they put on the corn and the tomatoes and the vinaigrette, it soaked into the bread, so it didn't make it, even though it was grilled, it didn't make it hard. It was kind of like a chewy, a little bit of a crunch on the outside, but the flavor of the corn, the sweet corn and the tomatoes with the vinaigrette, very, very good. This is like a nice, light, refreshing thing to have on such a hot, hot day like this. All right, let's go see if we can find something else. I think there's something over at Deluxe Burger. Let's give it a try. Oh, you know what? To get to Deluxe Burger, we have to pass by the Ganachery, and they have an offering for Flavors of Florida. For Flavors of Florida inside the Ganachery, we've got a honey lavender square, ganache square flavored with honey and lavender enrobed in dark chocolate for $3. They also have a key lime pop, white chocolate key lime ganache enrobed in 65% dark chocolate for $7. They also have some Indiana Jones stuff in here from the Dial of Destiny. They have an Indiana Jones piñata, chocolate piñata with candy rocks filled with crunchy caramel ganache treats for $35. And they also have Marion's Medallion Chocolate Pop, solid dark chocolate pop with crisp raspberries and milk chocolate crisp pearls. All right, the first thing we're gonna try is this honey lavender square. See what it tastes like. Oh, okay. That is interesting. That was like a flavor journey inside of my mouth. So you start to get the floral notes of the lavender, and then you start to get the sweetness of the honey pulling down on it, and then like the richness and the bitterness of the dark chocolate. I don't know, that was wild inside of my mouth. Like a, you know how on Willy Wonka they're like, it's a flavor like you're eating an entire meal. That's sort of what it felt like, where I was starting to get like, I tasted one thing, and then I tasted another thing, and then I tasted a third thing. and it kind of like fluctuated between those three things in my mouth, kind of going back and forth and going in all different directions as I ate it. That was really good and interesting. The lavender is very subtle and understated. The honey is a little bit more forward than the lavender is. The chocolate, of course, is as far forward as you can get because it is a chocolate piece of candy. So, chocolate ganache. All right, let's try this key lime pop now. All right, so inside of this, there's white chocolate. And that white chocolate has been blended with key lime juice, and they added in some key lime zest in there too. I'm wondering if this is salt on the outside or if it's sugar. Oh, it's salt. That's nice. Ooh, I'm excited. It's dark chocolate too. Dark chocolate and salt. That was absolutely awesome. Exactly like eating a chocolate dipped key lime pie. This is so good. Oh my gosh. The only thing that this is missing is a little bit of graham cracker. If they had put like a little bit of graham cracker on the bottom there, ooh, it would have been, you're just eating a key lime pie at that point. This is so delicious. If you're a fan of key lime pie, get one of these because you will not be disappointed. As we continue our trek towards Deluxe Burger, we are passing by Pizza Ponte, and they do have a pizza item. A little bit sweet, a little bit spicy. I'll show it to you when we get there. Might as well stop off and get some pizza. So just to give you guys an idea of where we were just past Paradiso 37, and we stopped off at the Ganache, which was kind of like right in there. And now, passing by Maria and Enzo's, and then we're going to Pizza Ponte, which is, the sign says Maria and Enzo's Restaurant Pizzeria, but if you look at it here, it is Pizza Ponte. And you can see there are very large pizzas here. Wow. And this is what we're getting today. The Pizza Diavola, Salame Calabrese, Petal Honey, local Orlando honey, chili, and Pecorino Romano. But they do have a bunch of other different pizza items here. Ooh. Those look good. Okay, so those little rolls at the end are called Buongiorno. House-made garlic cheese pinwheel layered with mozzarella provolone, roasted garlic, parmigiano, and with marinara. Wow, it's like an entire meal. Kind of looks like it's shaped like a cinnamon roll. Like a pinwheel. Oh man, that looks so good. All right, let's get our pizza. So like I said, this is the Pizza Daviola, Salami Calabrese, and chili deliver a robust kick, impeccably tempered by local Orlando petal honey for a harmonious blend of sweet and spicy. And this was $8.75. A little bit of a kick in there. Oh, and there's the honey. Okay, that was fun. It kind of hit me with a kick at first, and the kick is kind of like lingering a little bit in the back of my throat, but the honey mellowed it out quite a bit. And I like it. The pecorino has a little bit more of a bite than mozzarella does. So the meat is a salami calabrese. I don't know if that's spicy or not, but I will say that second bite that I took hit a little bit harder than the first bite. So just be prepared. This does have a little bit of a kick to it. But the bread, the like fluffiness and chewiness of the bread with the honey on it, delicious. It tastes like almost like a honey yeast roll. A little bit less yeast in it, but still. And then you add a little bit of cheese in there with the pecorino. This is nice. This is very good. I would order this again, even though it is a little bit spicy. So from Pizza Ponte, we are turning in this direction. We're gonna head down these stairs just to the right of STK. Passing by Enzo's Hideaway Tunnel Bar and Restaurant. In case you guys aren't aware, there is a restaurant in this kind of circular place here. Kind of like supposed to have the idea of a speakeasy. But here it is down here. If you go down these steps and into that door right there, that's Enzo's Hideaway. It's a pretty neat little restaurant. We'll put a link to a video down below the like button so you guys can see what it looks like on the inside. So now we've made it down these stairs and we're behind STK, passing by Homecoming, crossing this bridge right here. So after we cross the bridge, we're coming up to Blaze Pizza. And then just to the left of that, Deluxe Burger. This is actually the back side of the restaurant, so we got to go around the front side of it. Here we are at Deluxe Burger, and this is what we're getting. We're getting the Lime Garage Burger, pressed signature blend patty, citrus pork belly, pepper jack, avocado, jalapeno crema, fried green tomato, iceberg lettuce on a Parker House bun. Sounds a little teeny tiny bit spicy. So they say if you want to cut the spice, you got to get some milk. So we're going with the Orange Bird Shake. Vanilla gelato blended with orange syrup and topped with whipped cream and orange and green sprinkles. And this was $7.50. Tastes like a creamsicle, like an orange creamsicle. Ooh, that's good. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Yeah, super creamy, but also orange. It does, it really does taste like an orange creamsicle. If you're not familiar with an orange creamsicle, there's an orange popsicle with like cream popsicle in the center. It's delicious, it's very good. All right, let's get into this burger. This is the Lime Garage Burger. It is a deluxe patty topped with pepper jack cheese, pork belly, and fried green tomato, served with an avocado, lime, and jalapeno spread. And this was $13.49. All right, if there's one thing about deluxe burgers, is that they're gonna be messy. So, let's dig into this one. I like that the pork belly is coming out the sides. Everything is all slippy slidey in there. Oh, holy cow, that's good. I want to see if I can describe some of these flavors to you guys. I'm gonna get another bite in here. The smokiness of the pork belly and the grilled flavor of the burger goes so well together with the fried green tomato. And then the smokiness of the citrus pork belly as well as the sweetness of it, really good. The avocado, jalapeno, crema, really delicious. Not spicy at all. Gives it a nice creamy texture. And then the pepper jack, which I thought would also give it a little bit of a kick, doesn't actually give it too much of a kick. It's just right for me. I'm like, I used to be able to handle a lot of heat. I can't handle it anymore, and this is perfect for me. And then also the fried green tomato in there really accentuates all of the different flavors. It really does feel like a Florida burger. I'm in love with this burger. It's very good. Now we have one more place to stop because I am full, but the place we're headed to is not food. This entire event is sponsored or presented by Corksicle. Corksicle has their very first retail location here at Disney Springs, so we're gonna go check out some of the Corksicles. Might get one too. They did give us a coupon code to use at the booth because Disney Springs invited us out for this event, so might be getting a new Corksicle. I have one at home that's Mandalorian. I love it, keeps the drinks cool. Let's see what else we can find. We also might be ducking into a store to avoid some rain because it is thundering and lightning out right now. But I think we can make it to Corksicle. So we are passing by Alex and Ani again, kind of going the same way that we went earlier, passing by L'Occitane, making a left, past Pandora, and headed towards Gideon's. But before we get there, right at Raglan Road, we're gonna make a right. All right, slight delay in our walk to Corksicle for the rain, but I stopped off at the bathrooms next to the Aaron McKenna Bakery. But we are headed to Corksicle now. Like I said, we turned past Raglan Road, we made it past Cooks of Dublin, and just outside of Paddlefish here is Corksicle. Did you guys catch that lightning? It's a good day. A lot of thunder and lightning. Right now they're all packed up because of the rain, but we can have a look at some of the items right now inside. You can see these are some of the options that you have. These are all Disney themed things. Look at this little Grogu one, and then of course the Marvel down there on the bottom. The Black Panther ones are awesome. They have little wine tumblers, little coffee cups, because they do keep things cold and warm. Look at this. This is the original Corksicle. And I like this. It's like a whiskey. You freeze the half of the glass, and they have a glass that has a little lip on it for you to store your cigar. And like I said earlier, I have the Mandalorian one. This is the one that I have. It's actually out in the car right now. And we just got two more right now. Yes, I'll show them to you. We got these back here. With these handle cups back there. Got a blue one, and the color is called Oat right there. All right, now it's time to start heading towards the car. Getting a little bit wet, you know, a little bit of rain. Hopefully it doesn't start pouring again, but it is definitely still sprinkling out here. We've made it back to the Orange Garage, and it is brought to my attention that these escalators are temporarily stairs. Sorry for the convenience. All right, there you have it. That was our trip out to Disney Springs to experience the flavors of Florida and to experience the culinary event or presentation that was from Wine Bar George with George himself. Very cool event. I want to say thank you to Disney Springs for having us out and providing this opportunity for us. They also gave us a gift card to try some of the food, and we did. Everything that we had today was absolutely delicious. I loved all of it. Even though the pizza was a little bit spicy, it wasn't too spicy for me, and the honey kind of mellowed it out a little bit. I liked it a lot. I especially liked the burrata. I really liked the burger. The milkshake was so good. Everything from the ganachery, delicious. I actually want to go back and get some more of that ganachery stuff next time we come, for sure. So this event does run from July 1st through August 13th. And every Friday they have one of those culinary presentations, and you do have to register for those online. And we'll put a link to that down below the like button so that you can check out what events are coming, what restaurants are being featured, and to register for them. So all in all, a fantastic day. Once again, thank you to Disney Springs for having us out. With that being said, we're off. We'll see y'all tomorrow. And now it's time to pay the price.